What's up everyone, Carl here, and in this video I'm going to show you my 3-step guide to tension headache relief. I say 3-step, it's actually going to be 4-step, so stay tuned towards the end of the video where I show you my 4th step that's really going to help in the reduction of these tension headaches that you've been suffering with. Let's do it. So let's get straight into what you need to do in my 3/4 step process for tension headache relief. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our fingers to stimulate the muscles of the face, the head and the neck with a simple massage that's going to begin and start our relaxation journey, which is going to deliver that tension headache relief. So what we're going to do to begin with is we're going to use our fingertips nice and softly, applying pressure to the forehead. We're going to begin with a self-massage of those muscles of the forehead. So we're going to start with nice soft fingers and we're going to apply pressure to the forehead. We're going to work in a circular direction and then we're going to go up, over into the hairline and over the top of the head, in a nice, slow, circular movement until we get all the way to the base of the skull where the head becomes neck, where the hairline is just about to finish, and we're going to apply a little bit of pressure into that area. From here, we're going to move sideways. We're going to come across the side of the head, above the ears, moving towards the temple regions of the side of our head. Now, from here, we can repeat this as many times as we like, but I would advise between 3 or 4 times before we move on to our next part of this first step. So next, as part of this initial massage phase, we're going to use the tips of 2 fingers on either side. Now, from here in, we're going to work in circles, massaging the temples. We're going to do this 3 or 4 times before we slowly move down the face to the sides of the jaw. Right at the top of the jaw, you're going to begin to feel a little bit of muscular tension. We're looking at these masseter muscles. These are the muscles that we use to chew. These are the muscles that when we grind our teeth in the night, they're the ones that really engage and cause a lot of problems. Now we can work down and back up 2 to 4 times, getting a little bit deeper maybe into those masseter muscles, the muscles of the jaw. Before we get into the next step, if you haven't already done so, support a growing YouTuber, hit that subscribe button, click the bell, hit the like, let me know that this content is valuable to you and I will keep making it for you. Now, next what we need to do is make sure that the muscles of the shoulders, the neck, and the base of the skull are all nicely warmed up before we move on to step 3. So step 2 is actually going to be simple range of motion type movements. Now, we've done this on previous videos, but we will go through it again. What we can do here is a very simple turn to the left, turn to the right, and we're going to hold 2 to 3 seconds at the end range of each of these motions. We can then bring our ears to our shoulders. This is not shoulder up towards the ear, it is ear down to shoulder and across, opposite shoulder. Again, holding 2 to 3 seconds towards the end range of these movements. Now from here, we can take our chin all the way to our chest, and we can extend it up and look towards the ceiling. Now from here we have one final movement, and this is the chicken head movement, or the retraction protraction of the jaw. Now from the front it will look like this, and from the side it will look like this. Again, if you're getting double chins, you're doing that one right. We don't want to bring our jaw down to our chest or extend our head backwards when we do that motion. So now that the muscles of our neck, shoulders, and base of the skull are all nicely warmed up, what we can do is our 3rd step, which is going to be isometric hold. So this is asking the muscles to actually produce some kind of power to overstress, which will enable them to relax afterwards. So what we can do here is we can use a band to assist us. I'm laying on this chiropractic table right here, but you can lay on any kind of table or flat surface if you want to use the band. You can use your hand to apply the overpressure that is required here. I'm choosing to use a band. If you'd like to find out where I get these bands from, you can check out the links in the description where I link to every piece of kit that I actually use in my setup. And all you'll need to do here is use your hand against the side of your head and you can rotate into it. There's no pressure on the jaw when we do this. It is just the side of the head. We're going to work on both sides and you can hold this for between 5 and 10 seconds on each side. Next, we want to bring our ears down to the sides, and for this we're going to be using a band. So from here we can actually take our band and place it over the head. We're then going to hold that band away from us, so we're working on this side while pulling that way. And we're just going to hold that pressure as we bring our head towards that ear, really straighten that arm, and we're going to apply pressure with our neck towards that shoulder. Remember, again, we're not going to be raising that shoulder towards the ear, but instead drawing our ear towards the shoulder. Now from here we can actually utilize a weight underneath the table and we can tie the band off as I've done here. Now from this I'm going to place the band over the front of my head with my head extended over the end of the table. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to be drawing our head upwards away from the floor, and this is going to create that forward head flexion movement that we were doing in our range of motion. But again, we're going to hold between 5 and 10 seconds for this. Next, we can spin over, so we're laying on our front. The band this time is going to go onto the back of our head, and we're going to do the same type of movement that we just did, except this time we're bringing our head backwards away from the floor and towards the ceiling that's above us. Now for all of these isometric holds, I do advise that you repeat them between 2 and 3 times, or double the length of time that you actually hold in that isometric position. So I promised you a 4th step in my 3-step guide to tension headaches. Now what we know is this: tension type headaches are created or made worse by stress. So if you're somebody who suffers from these types of headaches, very often you will have a stressful life or something that is causing stress in your life. Now, one of the best ways to reduce and remove stress is to first understand the physiology behind it. So stress or fight or flight responses are caused when the hormones of the body are being released, such as cortisol and adrenaline, when your body thinks we need to run away from a scary tiger or fight our way out of a situation. Most of the time now, that is not the case. So we need to turn off that system and we need to get into our rest digest system. And we're going to do this in one simple way, and that is breathing. We're going to focus on a technique called box breathing. This is the same technique that Navy SEALs use to reduce stress in war environments. Now, I have done a previous video dedicated to this incredible breathing technique, and you can check that out right here. Now, that is our 4th super simple step that is actually going to take the 3 previous steps to a whole new level. So you're not sure if you've even got a tension headache. Maybe it's a migraine, maybe it's just a simple headache. Well, how are you going to know? Well, the rest of this video, I'm going to explain to you what a tension headache is, what causes it, and ultimately some of the simple things along with my 4-step process that you can actually do to make sure that tension headaches are a thing of the past. So tension headaches are a dull, aching, horrible type of headache. It can be in the shoulders, in the neck, it can go up into the base of the skull, it can wrap around the heads, it can be in the front. Typically when somebody gets towards the end of a working day and that pressure is built up and it's over into the front of the skull, then this type of feeling is what is going to be referred to as a tension type headache. And these tension headaches fall into 2 categories: episodic or chronic. So what does that actually mean? Well, episodic tension headaches can last anywhere from 30 minutes all the way up to 7 days. Frequent episodic tension headaches will occur less than 15 days in a 3-month period. And it is the frequency increasing above and beyond this that then recategorizes them into a chronic tension headache problem. So chronic tension headaches are simply categorized as something that is lasting for more than 15 days in a 3-month period. But they are still a tension-based headache that needs to be rectified. So what causes tension headaches, and is there anything you can do in your lifestyle that can actually reduce or remove tension headaches from being a potential problem in the future? Well, the actual cause of tension headaches is unknown. Experts used to believe that tension headaches were created and caused by muscular contractions that were triggered by stress. And it is stress that most often preempts a tension-based headache occurrence. So although we don't know the cause, stress is definitely a contributor. So other than my simple 4-step guide that you saw at the start of this video, what else can you actually do in your life to reduce and remove some of the problems that might cause stress? So you need to get enough sleep, but not too much sleep. You need to eat a nice balanced diet. You need to exercise regularly. You need to quit smoking if that's something that you do. You need to reduce or remove alcohol, caffeine, and sugar from your diet to really give yourself and your body a chance to relax and reduce those stress hormones that are being released into your system. So as I alluded to previously in this video, my 4th step to relaxation in order to reduce the amount of tension headaches that you actually get is a simple breathing technique. The technique is box breathing, and I've done a video previous on it that you can see right here. Alternatively, if you want to learn how to release those suboccipital muscles that can create headaches on their own, then you might want to check out this video. And if you haven't already done so, hit subscribe, tap on that bell icon, click the like button, do all of those things. I'll see you next time.